Hello everyone, and welcome to Learn English by News. Today we will talk about important world events. This helps you learn English while staying informed. Let's warm up with today's sad but important topic. Recent storms have caused terrible flooding in Asia. Many people have lost their lives and their homes. We will use simple words so everyone can understand. Are you ready? Let's begin our story today. Late November brought dangerous weather to several Asian countries. Heavy rain started falling across the region without stopping. Two big storms hit at almost the same time. One storm was named Ditwa and another was named Senyar. These storms brought more rain than anyone expected. The water came down day after day with no break. Scientists say these storms formed in unusual places. They appeared very close to the middle of Earth, the equator. Normally, big storms don't form there very often. But this year was different and more dangerous than before. Sri Lanka suffered terribly from Cyclone Ditwa's arrival. The storm hit on November 28th and brought huge amounts of water. Almost the entire country experienced flooding at once. Experts reported that nearly 1 million people were affected across the island. Over 400 people died or went missing there. Families lost everything they owned in just a few hours of rain. Indonesia faced even worse numbers in some areas. More than 600 people died in floods and landslides across Sumatra. The island of Sumatra was hit especially hard. Water and mud destroyed entire villages and buried many houses completely. Thailand also experienced terrible flooding in the south. At least 178 people died as flooding affected approximately 2.3 million people. The city of Hat Yai received extraordinary amounts of rain. In just one day, 13 inches of water fell from the sky. Malaysia was affected too, but with fewer deaths. 3 people died there, but thousands lost their homes and belongings. The amount of rain was truly extraordinary this time. Sri Lanka received 20 inches of rain over just 3 days. This equals all the rain usually expected in 2 months. The ground couldn't absorb water that fast at all. In Hat Yai, Thailand, rainfall reached a level equivalent to a 300-year return period. That means this much rain happens only once every 300 years. Rivers overflowed and turned streets into dangerous waterways. Cars floated away like toys in a bathtub full of water. Over 1.5 million people in Indonesia needed help immediately. More than 570,000 people left their homes to find safety elsewhere. Many families now live in emergency shelters and schools. They have lost their houses and don't know when they can return. In Sri Lanka, almost 1 million people faced problems. Over 200,000 had to move to temporary places to stay safe. Thailand saw millions of people impacted by the water. About 2.3 million people in southern areas needed assistance and support. Families are living in crowded shelters without enough supplies. Children cannot go to school because buildings are underwater or damaged. Some 3 million students in Vietnam could not attend class. Education has stopped for countless young people across the entire region. Governments immediately began working to save trapped people. Helicopters flew over flooded areas looking for anyone needing help urgently. Rescue teams used boats to reach people on rooftops. Many villages were completely cut off with no roads available at all. The military joined the rescue efforts in all countries. Soldiers helped deliver food and medicine to people who couldn't leave. Sadly, rescuing everyone proved very difficult to accomplish. Some areas remained impossible to reach because of blocked roads everywhere. In Sri Lanka, a helicopter pilot died during rescue work. He crashed while trying to help people in a flooded area. Indonesia's president visited affected areas to see the damage. He promised to rebuild destroyed roads and bridges as soon as possible. The floods destroyed more than 28,000 homes in Indonesia alone. Entire neighborhoods disappeared under mud and broken wood pieces everywhere. Roads and bridges washed away across all affected regions. This made delivering help even harder for rescue workers trying desperately. In Sri Lanka, more than 565 homes were completely destroyed. Another 20,000 houses suffered serious damage but still stand partially. Farmland was buried under mud in many places completely. Rice fields and tea gardens were ruined for this year's harvest entirely. Schools and hospitals suffered damage and cannot operate properly. Power lines fell down, leaving millions without electricity for days. The financial cost of this disaster is enormous today. Sri Lanka's preliminary economic losses are estimated between $6 to $7 billion. This represents about 3 to 5% of the country's entire economy. Rebuilding everything will take many years and lots of money. Tourism, an important business, has completely stopped temporarily. Popular beaches and parks are closed because of dangerous conditions. Farmers lost their crops and their income this season. Many families depend on farming to earn money for survival. Thailand's government has distributed over $31 million in compensation. More than 120,000 households received this money for their losses. Weather experts point to several reasons for these storms. The Earth's air is getting warmer every single year now. Warm air holds more water than cold air does. This means storms can bring much heavier rain than before today. Climate change makes extreme weather happen more often now. What used to be rare is becoming more common each year. Warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, increasing intensity and frequency of storms. Scientists warned this would happen, and now we see it clearly. Some people also blame environmental damage for worse flooding. Cutting down too many trees makes hillsides weak and dangerous. In Indonesia, some noticed cut logs in the floodwater. These weren't naturally fallen trees, but illegally cut timber instead. The government is now investigating possible illegal logging operations. Removing forests makes land unable to absorb rainwater properly. Many countries are sending help to the affected areas. India, Australia, and Japan have provided emergency supplies and rescue teams. The United Nations is coordinating help from around the world. They're sending food, clean water, and medical supplies to those affected. $2.6 million has been allocated from the UN Central Emergency Response Fund. This money helps provide immediate relief to desperate people now. Elon Musk announced free internet service for Indonesia. His company Starlink will provide connection until the end of December. Communities around the world are raising money to help. People from Canada, Europe, and America are donating to support recovery efforts. Local charities are working hard every day, too. They know the area well and can deliver help where it's needed most. Many families have lost everything they worked for completely. One woman said she watched her house collapse in minutes. Children are scared and don't understand what happened. They miss their friends and their normal life before flooding. Some people returned to find nothing left standing. Their entire village had been washed away or buried deep. Farmers are heartbroken seeing their fields destroyed entirely. Years of hard work disappeared in just one night. But people are also showing amazing strength and courage. Neighbors are helping neighbors rebuild and share what little they have. The rain has finally stopped in most affected areas. Water levels are slowly going down, but damage remains everywhere visible. Rebuilding will be a long and difficult process ahead. Houses, roads, schools, and hospitals all need to be constructed again. Governments are making plans for better flood protection systems. They want to prevent such terrible disasters in the future. Countries urgently need better early warning systems and shelter for flooding. Preparing before disasters happen can save many lives in future events. Communities are slowly returning to their damaged homes now. They're cleaning mud and starting to rebuild what they lost. Children will eventually return to school when buildings are repaired. Normal life will come back, but it will take time. The world is watching and learning from this disaster. Everyone hopes better preparation will prevent such tragedy from happening again. This disaster reminds us that nature is very powerful. Heavy rain and floods can change lives in just hours. Over 1,200 people died in these floods across Asia. Hundreds more are still missing, and millions lost their homes. The damage will affect these countries for years to come. But people are strong, and communities will rebuild together eventually. We must remember that climate change makes these disasters worse. Taking care of our environment helps protect everyone's future safety. Thank you for listening to Learn English by News Today. We hope you learned new words and understood this important story. Stay safe, help others when you can, and keep practicing English. See you next time for another news story. Goodbye, everyone.